All right. Hi, what's good? How's everybody doing? Just y'all doing good? I feel like I need like a very specific personal intro for these things, like an on-brand intro. We'll work on it later. Anyways, what's good? So welcome back to the Oshi effects. Right. Last time we talked about digital lights in a dark internet. I'm paraphrasing the title. Okay, I'm sure the title will be somewhere on the screen. Right. Today we're talking. Today we're basically talking about collaborative celebration. Right. So to basically start this off, I'm going to start by saying VTubing is no longer as niche as it used to be. I believe I'm not really sure because I like while I did go down the hollow life rabbit hole like that, I've kind of forgotten a lot of what I researched. But I do remember VTubing before it came to the West was like really big in Japan, right? It started from Japan. Kizuna Ai is Japanese, right? Right? Yeah, you guys, if anybody knows anything different, you can correct me if I'm wrong, right? This is not a history lesson, but the point is, VTubing was very niche. It was something, especially like we had the Hollow Life. I don't know if Hollow Life was the first, but I do know that we have like Hollow Life was the biggest. Um, and they had the Gen One, the Gen Two, and so on and so forth. But even as big as it was still very niche until people like Curio Coco, started bridging the gap to started finding English speakers that were like responding to the VTubers that really like their content. Curio Coco also has that one clip. I think I want to play that thing on here. Right. And so on and so forth. And then eventually we decided, well, I don't know if they decided it because of the pandemic, like, oh, let's take advantage of this, or it was a coincidence. But then they decided to release the Hollow Myth in during 2020, during the pandemic when everybody was at home, and that was like honestly the best move because everybody's at home now, and it just gave VTubing the real big push that they needed for it to be a global phenomenon. Now we have, like, if you go on, I've forgotten the name of the site, but it's like the site that used to like pick VTubers for VTuber appreciation. There are just so many categories and like thousands of. At this point, I do think we are up to thousands of VTubers at this point from different countries. So VTuber is no longer a niche thing. But now I'm not even necessarily talking about, okay, the fact that we have more VTubers. I'm talking about the fact that we have more VTubers, and we also have VTubers that are literally shaping reality. Let me say it like that. For example, we have Hollow Production live concerts, actual live concerts. I mean, technically, this was happening before the VTuber boom. I mean, they were concerts. Okay, I think they were 3D live concerts. I'm not sure if they were physically there, but I do know that we have Oshimachi, my personal Oshimachi Suisei's concerts where I think I've forgotten the hall before the Budokan. I've forgotten they were, okay, no, maybe I'm mixing something up. She did the Budokan, now I think she's going to like Tokyo Stadium or something. That's what she's aiming for right now. But you see, this is a point. We have people in their hundreds and thousands crowding together, crowding together to see a virtual person. People, as long as many thousands of people that love Hoshimachi Susie's music and like her content and everything, only a handful of people will ever know what she looks like. Only a handful. Yet people are still gathering. People are still gathering to listen to her music. People are still gathering to and to have fun at a concert. There's It's not just that. We have powerhouses like Iron Mouse. Like I've forgotten how long it took for that charity to. I've forgotten how long it took for the charity to like actually blow up. I think it was like a day or two. They already crossed like 500K or 1 million. You know, when trying to raise money for the immunodeficiency foundation, and not to mention the countless charities that Iron Mouse has done. Iron Mouse has made. I think she went to Congress or something. There have been multiple things like this. It kind of goes to show it's no longer just a niche thing. It's something that can have real impact. That's the major thing I want to drive home here. VTubing is something that can have real impact, real positive impact. Okay? I mean, I remember I watched a vlog, I think for Hololife's like recent 3D live concert. Not like actually physical live concert. And I was watching a vlog of some people just gathering as it was a vlog, and there was a deadbeat fan meetup before they went to the actual, and it's like people just genuinely happy that, hey, I'm going to see my Oshi live singing, not directly in front of me, but I'm also going to be in a room full of people who also enjoy the same content as me. It's a whole thing. So it's collective celebration. This VTubing has the power to bring people together, not just online, physically. You think it would be. I think it still is, but own your cringe. I think it's still cringe, but own your cringe. Almost because that's why honestly I felt like it was always so funny that I got into VTubing, because I never saw myself as somebody who would like something virtual. There's a sense of it being not real, but when you look behind that, you actually know that actually it's a real person behind this animated avatar that is doing real things, and now it's gone to the point where they are impacting real people. Like me personally, sometimes I used to there was a time in my life I was always like, okay, why would you get merch? Or not really that's like against it, but it was never really something serious for me. But now I perfectly understand why you would want to bury your room. Give me a second. No, now I perfectly understand why you want to bury your room in a sea of whether Hololive, Amelie, that's Monarch, Bow, Cinder, all kinds of merch. I can understand why you have posters, we have the plushies, we have the hoodies. My god, the hoodies, man. The t-shirts and everything, because you want to surround yourself with positivity. These things are not just toys. They're not just toys, they're not just trinkets, they're not just useless. They are things that you look at them and you feel good. And that may sound cliche, or boring or stupid or senseless, but to anybody that thinks of that, well, this is not the channel for you. But the world, like I said, like I always say, the world is not a naturally positive place. You're the one that has to create your own positivity. And the fact is, obviously the merch is not exactly a VTuber exclusive thing, but I'm using it in a specific topic, right? You have your Oshi, who you love to watch them live, you love to go to their concerts and everything. Now you have physical merch that, even though she's not streaming right now, maybe you don't really have time to maybe you don't even have time to go go watch a clip, maybe you're working, but you can have the plush on your table and it just reminds you, that just warm fuzzy feeling that just makes you feel good. See, it's extended past doing fun goofy stuff on the internet to the fact that it's now become something that is helping someone through their day. So it's a win-win. You get money because they buy your merch. You get money, and people that actually love your content, and then these people get to have something good in their lives. Something fun, something it can be a bit chaotic, I guess, but yeah, basically that. It's the Oshi effect, man. It's the Oshi effect. That's what all these videos are about. So that's what my main takeaway from that I want you guys to know. It might not necessarily be easy, but eventually, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. If you're gonna reach the heights of people like Iron Mouse, Hololive, and so on and so forth, it can take time. But you don't know, these are like the peaks, and it can still keep getting bigger. But there are still impacts you can make as even as a small VTuber. starting now. Do you have one or two people watching your stream? Appreciate them. Do you have things you can give back? Because some people cannot become VTubers because they just want to come online, play games and have people watch them. But actually interact with your even honestly speaking, even if you have one person watching you, interact with the person. You might just give somebody a better day just by talking with the person. Person might just have stumbled on your channel because he was having a bad day or something. So on and so forth. It's just one basic takeaway is you have the power to impact somebody positively. This is what will always be my main driving force of like, this is what the Oshi effect is about. Affecting people positively with what you do with VTubing. Right? Let's forget the drama. Let's focus on this. Let's focus on all the wins VTubing has had over the last few years, and VTubing has had wins. Okay, I don't want to. Let's see some stuff from what other videos, right? Let's just end it here. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. Jesus loves you. Cine loves you. Bye.